Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's happening, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers Podcast. And hey, man, we got a treat for you today or tonight, whenever you do watch this, man. We got former NFL and Oregon Hall of Famer, Mr. Alex Molden, in the building today, man. He's with us today, man. I don't have no applause for you, Alex, but I'll make sure before the show is over.
You edit that in.
Yeah, definitely.
I usually have a producer, man. My producer, man, he got a regular gig, man. So he can be with me today, man. But hey, man, it's a pleasure to meet you today, man. Hey, let me do a little introduction to the guys first, and then I'm gonna introduce you, and then we're gonna go into the interview. D-Dub, what's going on, brother? How are you today, sir?
What's good, Kevin Kev? How you doing? Sports Chasers Podcast. We appreciate Alex coming on.
Gotcha, man. The DA, what's up, bro? How are you?
I'm good, everyone. Boy, I don't have those flashy things underneath my name. I guess I got to get one. But, Alex, thank you, sir, for coming on. We do appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited for this conversation, man.
Man, this is gonna be good. Let me introduce our special guest, man. He was born in Detroit. Alex made his mark at the University of Oregon, overcoming a career-threatening knee injury to achieve All-American honors. Drafted 11 overall by the New Orleans Saints in 1996. His NFL career was distinguished by notable stints with the Saints, San Diego Chargers, and Detroit Lions, amassing 298 tackles, 8.0 sacks, 12 interceptions, and 5 forced fumbles. Inducted into the Oregon Sports Hall of Fame in 2008. Transitioning from the field to a life of inspiration, Alex now shares his wisdom as a motivational speaker, author, personal development, and leadership coach. Living in Portland with his family, he currently hosts the Scholarship Athlete Podcast. His legacy continues through his son Elijah, a testament to the Molden family's athletic and personal integrity. Join me, Sports Chasers family, in welcoming a true champion of life's challenges and victories, Mr. Alex Molden. Alex, welcome, man. What's going on, brother? How are you today, man? How's everything, man?
Man, I'm doing great. We're enjoying some sunshine finally out here in God's country, the great Northwest. So, no, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of dive into sports, man. I guess that's been a big part of my life and my journey. And I've seen the ups and downs, and the things that I've learned, I share with others, starting with, inside my house, with the kids.
Yes.
So, yeah, excited.
Okay, that's cool, man. So give us I want to dive in a little bit to your NFL career. When you got drafted, your thoughts about today's game and when you played, as far as, it's passing leads, offensive, when you played, things of that nature. What's your thoughts?
Well, things change, right?
Yeah.
Things change. You have to adapt with the game. The rules are much different now, so you have to adapt how you play the game. Unless you're gonna hurt your team or you're gonna hurt your wallet. So you have to be able to adjust with that. Even with the practices, right? The practices, there's no more two-a-days.
Oh no!
If there are, it's a practice and it's a walkthrough, and
right.
You can't do back to back like we used to do.
Yeah.
So, it's things have been kind of, I think, watered down, and because of the practices now, like every 2 or 3 years, you're getting a new coach. Either it's a head coach or a coordinator and whatnot. So there's no real sustainability, especially at the quarterback position, right? Because everybody wants to win like right now. You draft a guy in the first round and he has to play right now. And I don't think that's the real key to success. If you look at it, cats, especially at the quarterback position, You're in there and you got to watch. You got to sit. You got to learn and watch mistakes. You got to watch other things. So then when it is their time, they can step in, they can be fruitful. Like your boy, is it Jordan Love for Green
Oh
Bay?
yeah, oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
The
absolutely.
same thing that happened before when Aaron Rodgers was drafted. He had to
Yeah.
sit. He had to wait. He had to wait his turn. And so, it's things have changed, and you just get, you have to adapt. You have to adapt your coaching style. Like the Mike Ditkas of the world, you can't do that anymore.
Oh man.
You'll lose guys. You'll lose guys quickly. Now it's you got to have relationships. You got to be able to build relationships, like your boy um, down in Miami,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
I don't know any of these guys' names anymore, but
That's Kev's man.
you got to be able to build relationships with your players, because that's you got to have that equity. It's not so
Right.
much about
Right.
you got to have ability, but you got to be able to build relationships to have that relationship equity, and it starts at the
Mm,
top.
mm. That's
That's my opinion.
yeah.
Nah,
That makes a lot of sense to me.
on this show, especially when you talked about the quarterback, and we've been saying that on this show. Like I said, I remember, I'm a Giants fan or whatever. I just remember guys sitting and like you said, waiting for the quarter, because you play at the highest level, the quarterback, that position, man, that's just you gotta absorb everything. There's so much to learn at that
Yeah.
position.
And I've
So
I've always, I think it was Parcells that said it. Okay, right? You know,
good.
it's a certain amount of downs and quarters that you have to play in college before he'll even draft you. And then once you get to the NFL, you have to sit and watch professionals be professionals, because it is a different game, hashes and everything else between college and the NFL. But what I wanted to ask you was, to the detriment of these young quarterbacks that we have coming in the league right now, because there really isn't a lot of continuity, because I guess, like you said, either head coaches or OCs are in and out every other year. How many quarterbacks do you think on average, and you probably don't study it like that, because I don't, do you think we, like lose like good kids that are good in college, but really because of that washing machine called the NFL at the quarterback position, do we lose good players because of that type, the way it is now, the things having to be so microwave and they got to play now, and there's the
Yeah, yeah, but like for you to have success in college, that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be successful in the NFL. Things are faster. You got to make decisions much quicker, and that's just on the field, right? You're dealing with dudes who are paid lots of money to get after the quarterback position.
Yep.
So these guys are no longer running 4.8s or four sevens. These DNs are running 4.5s. You got linebackers running 4.3s, multiple. So it speeds up the learning curve for quarterbacks. And, just like anything else, to get good, it's going to take time.
Right.
And these head coaches, their jobs are linked to the quarterback position. These
Yep.
offensive coordinators, their jobs are linked to the quarterback position. And not saying they might not even stay. They might use that to catapult them to a head coaching job. So it's something that I don't know how you change it. I don't know how you address it, because at the end of the day, it's about money. And these young quarterbacks, they are getting put behind the eight ball because there's no continuity.
right. I agree 100%.
Yeah, definitely. D Dub, you had a question for our special guest, Alex Molden. Go ahead.
No, just he brought it all together as far as the continuity in the game. The game is definitely different compared to we should say it's not that long ago, when you played. Um, but how do we? You think? I guess it's not. But I know the answer to this, but I just want your opinion about it. You think it's going to go back as far as getting these kids, because these kids will want to play, so and the management, they want to start them off real quick and start them off playing. And some of these guys do need to sit because they're not ready yet. I think we've gone to the, just push them out there and see if we could get them for the cheap, and they so happen to spark. We doing good because we paying them on the cheap. Do you think we're going to go back to the time of letting these guys, drafting these guys, letting them sit, letting them watch, and just like real like a real job. You don't get out there and just start doing all the fun stuff. It takes time for you to get to that level. You think we'll go back to that, or it's just we're just gonna
Yeah, it ebbs and flows,
have fun?
right? Right now, it's a passing league. But if you look at it, like the teams who go far in the playoffs, they play sound defense. They have some sort of a running game, even if that running game might be short passes or the screen game, but they have something to be able to take the load or take the management off the quarterback. You got to have some type of form of play action, unless you're an elite passer where you can be able to see things before it happens, like Patrick Mahomes. But having a solid ground game where you can control the clock, I think that's huge, especially when you get into the December and Januaries, and you're playing in not so great of weather. You got to be able to run the ball. So just like anything else, it ebbs and flows. You don't see a whole bunch of dynamic backs anymore, like the LaDainian Tomlinsons.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
the Marshall Falks. So
Bad guys.
you'll get them. You get them back, but it's the game is going to ebb and flow. So, coaches are smart. It's a copycat league. It's always been a copycat league. But it'll go through the whole cycle with, because when I was playing, the run and shoot was, just a couple of teams, right?
Yeah. It was
And
only-
then you start to figure them out. And it was like, oh, okay. You figure them out, and now now you got to be able to adapt. You got to be able to change.
that's a fact.
Guys are, but the one thing, guys are getting, they used to be smaller and faster. Now they're bigger and still faster. You know what I'm saying? On the defensive side of the ball. So, yeah, you just gotta adapt.
Indeed.
What now that you, like you said, you want to adapt, what one rule in today's game that you have an issue with, or foul or whatever, in your opinion?
Oh, shoot. It seems like
Because you're a defensive guy.
yeah, I'm a defensive guy.
Yeah.
It's just how physical you can be with as offensive players. How you can be as physical you want to, and you won't get called for anything.
Right.
I mean, we all know it's an offensive league, right? But still, you got big tight ends, and they can just push off and shove and do whatever they want to
Gronk.
on every day, every play, and things won't get called. So that's one of the things. I really, with the safety of the game, I get that, but just because a guy gets hit hard and in the right spot, it doesn't mean that it's a penalty. It's still a part of the game,
Or
right?
dirty
You come
play.
across the middle, you got to be able to pay there's a price to be paid. And so you just got to be very strategic in how you hit these guys. You got to be ready to aim. It's that you can't just go out and hit. So you got to be able to aim, and, you go for the ball and hit them on the shoulder, but, like I said, that's, you 1 inch off, man. That can cost you $25K. Yeah, let that sink in.
Yeah, okay.
It's a lot of
That's
money
thinking in right
pocket.
now. It's
Yeah,
hitting me
right.
right now.
I feel it
I'm
right
about
now.
to get up and go take a walk.
Yes.
You know,
That's like to put a roof on your money. That's
yeah.
So with that being said, Alex, I'm sorry, man. We've discussed this whole season, and I don't want to be the dead horse. I'm probably sure you did too. The referees, and my question is, and of course you can't answer this, if we have calls like that where they say, "Oh, the bang bang play," whatever that means, but you have a instant replay, it's no longer bang bang. So why don't we just change what's wrong to right? Like you say, it's a pass interference, and clearly it wasn't, or it was a what's that with the quarterback? You hit the quarterback too hard, or you hit him in the head, and and you didn't hit him in the head. Yeah, rough in the pass. You missed his head. You would, of course, because you're jumping, knock the ball down, right? Because he's throwing it. So you're up in the air, right? So this is just physics. You come down and you open your arms and you don't hit him in the head. Maybe your body hits his body, and you're supposed to lay him down gently on the turf at that point. But I didn't grab you, so I didn't lay you down, right? You fell, I fell. Why can't they go back, or is that a money thing? As to why can't they just go back and just change the call, because we can all see it on the instant replay. I'm not sure, because I'm starting to think all this stuff is fixed, because I'm like, dude, come on, man. They weaponized the pass interference call, right? So they just, when things are bad, they just throw the ball downfield hoping to get the call, right? Because they know they're going to get the call, especially if you have a receiver that's a well-known receiver against a young DB that just, came out of Oregon, and you got, Chris Carter, and, you don't touch him, but he falls awkwardly and they, hit you with a flag. It's like, dude, come on, man. And in today's world, you could look at the screen and see it didn't happen, but it still happens. So I'm not sure. And I use those things because I always try to attach those to social things. And like, what are we teaching the kids if you know the right thing, but still don't do the right thing? You know what I mean? So that's kind of what my thought process is in asking that question.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a long question.
my bad, man. My bad.
Yeah, he's a little long-winded, Alex.
That's why I'm the DA.
Okay. No, man, ain't nothing fixed, man. The games ain't fixed. It's these dudes, these umpires, these referees, they get graded just like the players. Yeah. They can be in the league and they can be out the league just as fast. If they make the wrong calls. So gotcha. I don't believe in that. It's just, it is what it is. I don't even know all the rules on what plays they can be able to, replay. I don't know all of that. But yeah, it doesn't matter like how big a receiver, how big his name is and whatnot. If it's PI or they see it like that, they're going to call it. And I don't even know if you can, I don't think you can challenge it. So
I don't think so.
No, not pass interference, I believe. No.
Yeah. Because your team, your ex-team got, I think, done in bad in the playoffs, right? With Minnesota, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it was clearly pass interference, but like you said, they called it, man. Let me transition, Alex, to college, NIL, all that great stuff. What's going on with college? What's your thoughts on now that players are able to get compensated with name, image, and likeness? Your thoughts?
Pandora's box is open. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a fact.
And it's not everybody is benefiting like people think they are. It's, only the top tier of cats women, male, whatever, they are the ones that are getting all these deals. But what I'm more, thought process is what does that do for the team, the chemistry of the team,
Yes.
when you only have one or two players who are getting like these massive amount of dollars. Like I look at Colorado and I see that, there's the quarterback and, the DB and, I'm maybe, the other son, the safety, them getting these hundreds of thousands or if not millions of dollars. And, other cats are just kind of scraping by. Like,
Right.
what does that do? What does that do to, the mindset of a young 19-year-old? So, there's money out there, and it should be because of these the names, and the jersey numbers of these cats, and the things are getting resold. I love that aspect, but
Yes.
you still have to think about some of these kids come from areas where they don't have all the resources, and then all of a sudden, like for instance, like I was 22 when I signed my first contract. And it's like one day I'm a college student, right? And then the next day I'm a millionaire. And it's like, how do I go about like this windfall of money? How do I help this, build something for me and my family? Now it's happening at an early age. Now it's happening when you're 17 and 18 years old.
Mm.
And if they don't have somebody who are close to them, who can tell them the truth about, hey, here's some of the pitfalls that come with this. Like anything else, there's the best thing that can come with it, and also the worst things.
Right.
Same thing with people, right? So what can you handle? A lot of cats, they haven't even thought that far on some of the pitfalls that come with this success, right? People just think success and that's it. No, there's other things that you have to be aware of that come with that. A lot of these things is, relationships,
Right.
So it's a lot of good that, the fairness of it, but there needs to be something, there needs to be, because it's the wild, wild west right now. It's the wild, wild
100%.
west. And, with that, you got to be wary of different individuals and how it can really foul up, a lot of people. And now it's like these cats who are, the one who's paying the biggest price, I think, is the high school players,
Absolutely.
right? Because now these cats are transferring left and right, and they're trying to get the bag. And these high school cats, if they don't make the decision sooner, then they might be out of a scholarship. And now they think they're going to a Power 5, man. Now they're playing in the big Mountain West,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Big Sky or whatever. So, yeah, it's something that there's going to be more eyeballs on, I think.
Let me get this other one here. And you played in the I guess what was Pac-10 back in your day, or whatever it is now. What do you think about now all the conferences forming these super giant conferences?
It's all about the dollar bill. It's all about the dollar bill. When the Pac-12 wasn't moving as fast as the SEC, the Big Ten conferences, and they're getting all these mega TV deals,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the Pac-12 was just kind of, watching and not moving as fast. Man, it was, that the money's gonna always win.
Yeah, true
Money's
that.
gonna always win. And so once one team, or I should say two teams, they jump ship. Yeah, UCLA and USC, they jump ship. And really, USC, they could do that, right? Because they're not a state school. UCLA, they get permission,
Right.
Yeah.
right? But they jumped, and then then my Ducks, and then the Huskies, and then everything started to jump because there's money. Instead of like getting 20 million, right, from their TV deal from the Pac-12 network or whatnot. Now, if they jump and they go to the Big Ten or SEC, I mean, now they're doubling. They're doubling, right? So it's like, yeah, if you can't if you can't rock with that, then
Can't
what
say
are you
no to
doing
that.
for? Yeah. Right. So it's like, I mean, just like these coaches when they jump ship, and I was like, that's that's not a good look, or man, that's bad for the for the athletes, and then you hear how much, oh, he getting double. I was like, shit, I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him.
I ain't mad at him. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
Right?
Gotta go with it. I mean, it's a business decision. It's a business deal.
It's a business.
It's business.
Yeah, it's
And
a business.
that's what people get messed up at, of not taking it as a business. And you gotta do what's best for yourself and your family and your situation. So I would never be mad at somebody who is taking a bag. I just get mad when you lie about it and you say it's this and it's not that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the only thing where I have a problem with. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You had something? Or?
Yeah, no, I agree with you totally, and I just wanted to circle back real quick to the recruiting. So you, as a parent of a youngster, well, he's not a youngster anymore. He's a man that's in the NFL. What was and this is before NIL, right? So it's another long question. Your approach then.
Hold on, let me get my paper out. Hold on.
Yeah, and what your approach then to navigating, the whole high school football to college football, to what the approach might be today if you had a 14-year-old going into high school, and he could rock, he could play, he could do his thing. So what would be your approaches? Because I think a lot of parents don't know what to do. Actually, they're watching and they're like, how do I get my son likes to play and he's pretty good. How do I get from A to B?
Gotcha.
Right,
Well,
because a lot of time high school coaches aren't helping in the way that at least they used to when I played. So
yeah. Well, the cool thing is I have a podcast about it. Right.
All right.
So
let's get
I have a
them on.
podcast about that, and I do have a 15-year-old. I have a 15-year-old he was a freshman this year. He played. He was 14. He turned 15 towards the end of the season, and he was a starter. He's a starter for our varsity program, who he's ranked number 1 in the state at the 6A level. He's a freshman All-American.
Whoa.
And the approach doesn't change. It's the same thing that I had for Elijah when he was coming up. And that's his number 1 is just like understand, just like anything else, right? I coach high school football, coach DBs over here, but I also coach leaders. And at the end of the day, you always have to start with, where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? And so when I asked him, the same way I asked my other son, Elijah, what do you want to do? Well, I want to get a scholarship. Okay, cool. Who do you need to turn into? Because I know the character that it takes to turn into someone to get where you want to go. I know it. I know what it takes. It takes a lot of self-discipline. It takes a lot of early morning, doing things in the morning that not everybody else is doing. It's not sexy, but what is sexy when you do get that scholarship, and now because there's this NIL thing is going on, right? Now there's money included in that. So who do you need to become? And so I just hold them. I hold them accountable, whether it's my kids, my players, or the people that I pay me to coach them. I hold them accountable, right? Because it's not my goal, it's their goal. And so I just need to, hey, if you want to do this, all right, here's the things that you need to do. You need to be able to, you need to eat better. You need to get your sleep in, your workouts, the people that you hang with, like everything, like your character. You have to become somebody. And, if you do that, and then make sure that, you're working on your skills so you can, and then when you get out there and you play, you ball out, And then also, what other ways how you can market yourself is when you go to these different showcases that you're in tip top shape. You know how to run a 40, you know how to jump, you know how to do all these, you know how to cover, you know how to do all these things. Now, separate yourself when you go to these different places is you play well, right? You play well. And so, and then confidence, be confident. I took Elijah, I'm taking Josiah this summer when we do go to these different places, because I understand people don't respect football up here in the Northwest. Oregon, I didn't respect it when I got out from Colorado, right? And I went to University of Oregon. I heard about these other cats who played high school football in Oregon. I saw them. I said, yeah, ain't nothing, right? So it's like, man, people are going to say the same thing. So what you need to do is understand that you might be the big fish here. You ain't the big fish in Houston. You ain't the big fish in Atlanta, in LA, in Florida. Let's go down there and let's just see. Right. So there's different ways how you can be able to set yourself up for success and get that confidence to win. Now, when you do step on the field, whether it's these other places or in your home, you know, at your high school, that, man, you the baddest dude out there.
Thank you. That sounds like a real sound strategy to me. So
it's just, man, it's just like anything else, man. Just like, who are you willing to become? And a lot of us, we don't know. And, you know, because of this, they look on here and they think that this is, you know, who you need to become. Because you see a dude doing a highlight tape and he's pretty nice with it. You don't see all the work that he or she might have put in or might not have put in.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Definitely. That's right. While we were in that vein of youth sports, you talked about kids playing multiple sports. What's the benefits of that?
Oh, yeah. Burnout. So not getting burnt out. Like, we have a rule in our house. And me and my wife, we have 8 kids. Right. We got 5 boys, 3 girls, you know, ages from 27 to 10. And our rule has always been, we're going to, you know, have you play different sports. You always start off with gymnastics. I don't care if that's first grade, second grade, you can do gymnastics. And the next one's going to be soccer. And then after that, most likely basketball, baseball, whatever. But you will, in high school, your freshman year, you playing at least 2 sports. I don't care. Like it or not, you know, like it or not. Sophomore, if you're going to play one sport, your second sport is going to be training. Right? Your second sport is going to be training. You ain't going to be sitting around just chilling or whatnot. So we want our kids to keep playing sports, because, you know, if you just keep doing one movement, repetitive, man, your chances increases dramatically of you getting injured. So like our son now, Josiah, he played football and he's playing basketball. And first he didn't want to, he missed football. He thought he was missing out, right? Doing all this other training. He said, I don't care. You're playing basketball. And then just the other day, man, Dad, I'm so glad you forced me to play basketball, because he's meeting new people, making new friends, doing other things. He's still athletic. So he's working on, always working on competing. So it's definitely some benefits of playing multiple sports.
I agree.
I was saying, I think the doctors recommend that, these kids also play multiple sports just for the, repetition of it, tendon, joints, bones, whatever the case is. It's something behind it.
I would run. You know what? If a coach told me to only play one sport, I would run. I would run. I would be like, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
And Alex, I agree. The social aspect of it is like, I always had mine doing more than one. And you meet so many other people, man. You learn how to become a little bit more well-rounded. So.
Yep. Love that. And that's for us. We're different. Me and my wife, we're different. And our thing is, it's never like your ability. Your ability doesn't trump your character. Because your ability, how fast you run a 40, how your vertical, and trust me, I know I was that dude, right? And I never want my kids or anybody really to be told either by themselves or others that their ability is more important than their character. Because your ability, once you're done playing your game, even if you're the Tom Brady's of the world, with a very small percentage of cats play that long. I played 8 years, and I was in it. So that's the top 3% of NFL players play 8 years or more. Right.
Right.
So that's going to stop. And if you don't understand who you are, you will be lost. You will feel lost.
Right.
And now you're searching for meaning in your life. For my kids, it's like, I want you to understand how important it is being a good person is first.
Yes.
So you scoring touchdowns, you scoring 30 points in a hoop game, hitting home runs. That's great. I would cheer for you. Me and my wife, we would do backflips when we find out that you helped an old lady across the street. You picked up trash, even though you wasn't told to do that. When you're doing good things.
Doing good things when nobody's looking.
Exactly, because that's going to last. That's going to last longer than
absolutely.
I mean, ain't nobody going to remember how many touchdowns, interceptions you got.
Shit.
They remember how you made them feel, right?
That's 100%, and that's coming
Yeah,
from two
you're
cops.
speaking true, bro.
Two cops that's on the podcast. Yeah, we talk about character all the time, and it's very, we'll through the NFL, even professional sports, period. We look at some of these guys and we say, yo, man, they have been coddled so much just because of their ability, and they miss the part of the character which you speak upon. And we look at these guys that and when you got bad character, man, that is, it's just again, so lack of better words, bad. It's just bad all around, all the way around. So
it's a bad look. It's a bad look for everybody. It's a bad look for you. It's a bad look for your team. It's a bad look for your last name. It's a bad look. Yeah, it's a bad look for everybody. So it's like, man, when I tell my kids when you walk out, hey, remember, your name right on your back is more important right now than the name on your front.
Absolutely, 100%.
So you represent your mom and myself when you walk out, and now you represent your family.
Yes, sir.
When you walk out and you do what you do, because it's like, what are people going to say? Oh man, that's that Molden kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, I've been hearing about things. It can be good or it can be bad.
Yes.
Right. It can be good or it can be bad. But so I coach on leadership, and just like anything else, you have to be able to understand it at the foundational level. That's how I learned football.
Right.
My dad didn't grow up playing football. We never watched football. And so I didn't play until 8th grade. And I was very frustrated because we go out in the streets, right? Wherever my dad was in the military. And so we lived all over Germany, Oklahoma, Colorado Springs. And, where we go, they be playing football. And I was frustrated. I didn't know how to play the game. And so until my dad said, you know what? I don't know this game, but if you want to learn anything, you know what? We got a set of encyclopedias over there. Because we didn't have the internet.
Yeah,
that's right.
We had a set of encyclopedia. That was our internet.
That was our internet.
So I looked F and I looked under football and I learned it at a foundational level. And so that gave me a great understanding. So just like with leadership, there's a lot of people who don't understand it at the foundational level. Leadership is influence. That's it. It's influence. So people think that you have to have good character, right, to be a good leader. No. History shows you there's people who ran countries with horrible character.
Yeah.
Right? Horrible character. They ran countries.
Ran a country.
So yes, I want people to see me and my kids, the first thing out of their mouth is, nah, he ran a 4.340. No, he's a good man. I respect him. Right? Is that he knows how to communicate. Right. So, there's different influencers when you look at leadership. Character is only one. Right? There's put like this on youth sports. typically the kid who's the fastest or most athletic is the captain.
Yeah.
He's the captain.
Yeah.
They put him, hey, he's the captain. For what? What if he don't know how to build relationships? What if the dude don't talk?
Yeah, mute.
What? Yeah.
Mute.
What if he's a terrible kid? What if he's a bully?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But youth, whoever's the fastest, there's the captain. So
Youth sports has I think a ways to go to catch up to
yeah, but it
what
starts
you're
with the
talking
coaches.
about. Yeah, well,
It starts with the
like
coaches.
especially in the basketball world, and my son, he played basketball, and we're from New York City, so you could tell. Right? So like there'd just be guys because they would a 6 foot 10-year-old, like no matter how the kid was, he could be awkward or he could be, like you said, a bully, but
Yeah.
he's on the squad. So I remember moving down here, and they were like, "Oh yeah, your son's on the team." I was like, "You don't have a tryout? If you don't have a tryout, my son can't play for you."
Yeah.
So there's enough teams in Charlotte that he didn't play for, because if you let my son just walk on the team without a tryout, I said, I don't know what kind of hell you're going to unleash then. I said, I can't do that. So he has to know that there's some accountability for what he's doing. Like, you got to go hard and win your spot.
Absolutely.
Or not. So
Absolutely.
I take that in my business life. So yeah, thank you. I would tell these folks, y'all not no leaders. Y'all not leaders.
They can be leaders, just there's difference, right?
They're just bad leaders.
Yeah. And understanding, like there's positional leadership, right? I'm a dad. I'm in a position of a leader. I'm a coach. I'm in a position of a leader, right? But what's more even deeper and stronger is relational leadership, having a relationship.
Yes.
If I'm a dad and yet I don't have a relationship with my kids, I'm just a dad and I tell them what to do. It's like I'm ordering. But if I build a relationship with them, I ask them how they're doing, who they are, finding out who they are. I let them know, some mistakes that I've made, some vulnerability. Now it's like, oh, that's my dad. A tighter relationship. So now when I ask them to run through a wall, yes, well, how far? How wide? Right? So there's relational leadership and positional leadership. There's too many people that just worry about the position of leadership instead of investing in the relationship.
Sphere of
Man, we're
influence.
supposed to be talking about sports, man. Y'all got me talking about leadership and stuff
hey,
up
man,
in here.
You got me about to run through a wall right now.
Yeah,
man.
no.
I'm about to get you. I got a few companies. I'm there. Listen, you got this guy here. I need you to hire him to come over there and speak.
I was about to
That's what
say,
I do, baby.
Yeah, because you don't know what y'all doing over there. I got to go over here and work over. And I work all over the world, man. And what I do, so I see folks that are bad leaders, and I see folks that are good leaders. And I'm lucky to be in a place now where what I do regardless of how well or bad they lead, because they need me to do what I do, they wouldn't have hired me. But the reality is that for those organizations and the young folks there, I can see, like, golly gee, I wish they had somebody that could help them when I go, that can just say, listen, man, that's the way you need to do things. This is the way we need to do things.
Yeah.
It'll work out for all of us better. Because my thing is, listen, man, if I don't deliver this project, we all look bad, right?
Yeah.
And if we work together to get it done, and I get paid, and we all look good, and I get paid is the most important part, but we all look good.
And here's the biggest thing: when you don't have everybody worried about, like, who gets the recognition,
accolades.
Don't need credit.
when you
Don't
get
need
the
credit.
accolades.
Don't need credit. I take cash. I take cash.
Let me tell you, when I was at Oregon, we were horrible. We went 3-8. We went to a bowl game. We went 6-5, and cats were all happy and stuff. Some of the older guys, he was like, man, we're better than this. we're better than this. And in 1994, we started off the year 1-2, and we didn't have. Well, I mean, we had some dudes. We had some leaders, but we also had like athletes, and the athletes who will put in the work, the extra work,
Right.
right? But we were 1-2, and then we had a team meeting, kicked all the coaches out, and we said, "What do we need to do? What do we need to do? We're 1-2." And, at that time I was a junior, so I wasn't afraid anymore to raise my hand. I said, "Hey, we need to treat practice like a game. We need to treat practice like a game, right?
Practice like you play.
Yeah, we need to up it. We need to up the level of that." And then also someone else said, "We don't need to worry about who's trying to be first team all Pac-10. Let's just start to win. When you win, at the end of the day, people get their just due."
Absolutely.
We end up creating history after that meeting. We won 8 out of 9 next games.
Wow.
We won the Pac-10 first time in 37 years. And then we played in the Rose Bowl. And our defense was the gangrene. They still talk about it. But man, those teams, the characters on that team, they didn't care about being a starter, getting all the accolades. They didn't want to win.
We want to win.
When you win, man, everybody at the end of the day, man, everybody get their name in the newspaper. When you win,
100%.
Yeah.
That was before y'all got 800 uniforms. So yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I remember.
That was a question I was going to ask on the later.
Yeah,
I remember.
Like,
They were talking about y'all in Miami.
Yeah, what you did.
They were talking about y'all in Miami that year.
Change?
Oh, yeah. What was that?
I was saying, was you there before the whole uniform change? Or that was after,
years.
After, yeah, okay.
Yeah. That was when like Phil Knight, he didn't come in our locker room until we start winning.
Gotcha.
When we won the Pac-10, he was in our locker room.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, we was wearing Newman gloves. We had a white. We had 2 sets of jersey, white when it's warm weather, so the holes were a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
and then cold weather. So we had 4. We had 4 jerseys.
Wow.
2 whites and then 2 greens.
I remember y'all.
One pair of pants. No, 2.
What you think about last year's team or upcoming this year's team? Last year's team. We'll just talk about that.
Last year's team, man, solid. Started at the quarterback position. Somebody who's been there. Yep, been there. Has success. It's just solid. But now we getting dudes. You know what I'm saying? We getting like dudes who fit in the SEC. We getting those type of cats. And then I really like our head coach. And I went down there and I spoke to the team in this past August. Nice. And just the admiration that the guys have for him. He has them over to that's talking about right positional and relational. Yes. He has the guys over all the time. It's just they're building something special. And and now we got another transfer.
Yeah.
Another transfer. So he's a vet dude who can do some things. I think he has a lot of potential. So yeah, man, we're gonna be hard to push around for the next couple of years.
Now, Alex, man, I got to keep it real with you, man. Y'all always had on the outside, going back to when you were there, offensively and defensively, dudes. You always had speed. You always had fast dudes, man. Like for years, like I remember. They got all happy when those dudes came from Snoop's. Used to play with Snoop's team out in Cali. I was like, man, they've been had fast dudes out there, man. Y'all always have had, pieces, man, of and great players for years, man. Like going back to the 90s for real. So, I give you your flowers, man. Y'all wasn't. Remember they talked about y'all in Miami those years, man. Like y'all was serious. Those 93, 94, 95, 96. Yeah.
We've all, I think, we have speed, but where footballers won.
Yeah, I know.
Up front.
Yeah.
We didn't got
y'all had some Samoans. Y'all the few Samoans.
Yeah. But we didn't have no like them big boys that, nasty, big,
Yeah.
nasty, strong.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we getting them.
Yeah.
No
My
doubt.
son played FBU when he's a kid. That
Mhm.
FBU thing that had that what's that, All American games. And y'all had a whole bunch of kids coming from
Oh,
Hawaii going to play for y'all, man.
yeah.
So yeah.
Pipeline.
Oh yeah.
Let me
But
let me dive into your book. I know you said we came to talk sports, but we came to talk about all your accolades and stuff. Like
That's
you
right.
said, give you your flowers, man.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
your ultimate playbook for high achievement. 11 keys to success in sports life. Give me one of those keys that you take that you would say is the most important, if it is. I know you wrote the book and there's 11 of them, but which one that you take heart to the most?
Well, in the book, I talk about something that really it helped me on the field and off the field, right? So when I speak, I talk about foundational
Yes.
principles. I don't talk too much about situations because things can change and you can't really depend on it if it's based off of a situation. So for me, what gave me, talking about playing 8 years, only 3% of cats, right? Because for me, it came down to three things that I learned from a coach. Willie Shaw is a coach who coached a lot of years in the NFL. And his son coached at Stanford, David Shaw.
Right.
And he said, I'll never forget this. He said, Alex, you want to play a long time in this league? And I was a second year guy, and I only had him for 1 year. He said, you want to play a long time? I said, absolutely, yeah, coach. What? Yeah, you got to understand these three things. These three things will give you a long and fruitful career. So I'm like, yes. And he said, assignment, alignment, and adjustment.
Triple A.
Assignment,
Mm.
know your job, know your role. Oh, cool. I know that. I know. No, okay, now another level, know everybody's role who can affect you. Oh, shit. So I got to know what the safeties do on every snap. Yes, Alex. I got to know what the linebackers do on that. Yes. D line. Yes. So I need to know everybody's role because when I know that, now I can hold them accountable. Hey, man, you're supposed to be covering the flat. Where in this coverage, I'm expecting you to play here. That's why I'm playing aggressive because I'm expecting you to be there. Right? I can hold you accountable. And on the flip side, you can hold me accountable if I'm not where I'm supposed to be. So knowing your role, knowing your assignment, and knowing others around you, right? The good teams, they do that. I don't care if it's football, basketball, corporate, the good teams do that. Alignment. Alignment. Making sure that you're aligned correctly, right? As a corner, as a DB, if I'm misaligned by an inch, I'm giving this world-class athlete an advantage over me
Right.
before the ball is even snapped. Who wants to do that? I don't want to do that.
Right.
Willie was like, "Hey, you was missing in one practice. You was misaligned almost every snap. You've been getting away with it because you run a 4.32 and you have a 41-inch vertical. You've been getting away with it. What happens when you face somebody just athletic as you? Oh man, right? So I need to be aligned correctly. Well, off the field, when I look at my world, I was misaligned.
Mm.
For me, it was my career that came first, my family, and then my faith.
Mm.
And I had to be very honest and open because I was stuck.
Yes.
And then when I started looking at it again and started, oh man, well, what if I put my family first, and then my career came second, and then maybe my hobbies, right? And then encompassing all of that is my faith. So now my faith is bubble wrapped in
Right.
everything,
Mm.
right? So when I did that, man, I started to travel the world. I was working with Nike, being a trainer. Man, they sent me all over the planet. I
Wow.
got to work
Nice.
with the CP3. I got to work with Kawhi Leonard. I got to work with Russell Westbrook. Man, everything started just skyrocketing once I got everything aligned. And then the adjustment part. right? In that practice, man, guys was shifting and they was going in motion and doing all this type of stuff. And coach was like, you wasn't ready for the adjustment. You wasn't thinking ahead. He said, Alex, to have success, you need to be ready for the what ifs. What if somebody goes into motion? What if somebody does something? You need to be ready for that. You need to be thinking ahead. So, after ball, when I was stuck, I need to be, okay, how do I adjust? How do I adjust the relationships I have? Right? If they're not serving me, I need to be able to adjust. I need to adjust the relationship I have with myself. Right? So once I started to kind of look at all these different things and, the things that can give us success in one area of our lives, if you boil it all the way down and get the bones, that can help give you success in other areas of your life. So, yeah, man, that's one of the things that really sticks out, in my mind, in my book.
Okay. Gotcha. I love that whole. I have to go back and review it, but that whole thing, I definitely gotta look at it and gotta
I gotta get y'all addresses, man. I'm gonna send you a copy of my book, man.
Man,
but for real, I'm serious.
No doubt, man. No doubt. That is very gracious of you. I appreciate that. Hey, 2 more questions. We're gonna get on out of here. Funny story you had when you was playing. Give me something funny. Funny story. I know you got something.
Okay, I got one. Check it. So it was my first day with the Saints. They just drafted me, right? They flew me down to New Orleans to go in there and do all the press junket and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next weekend, I come down, and since we we had spring practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spring practice, mini camp. And I come down there and I'm like, man, I'm in the pros, man. I haven't signed my contract yet, but I'm on the team and stuff. I'm sitting next to Eric Allen, right? All pro from the Eagles. And now he's with the Saints, Anthony Newman, right? And I look down, see all these big old dudes. I'm like, damn, these dudes are big. And I know they fast. And I was like, oh man, that's Rufus Porter. I remember watching him. He was with the Seattle Seahawks, man. Rufus Porter, damn, he's not that big, but man, that's a dude right there. And I'm like, he's coming, he's walking towards me. I'm like, man, it's Rufus Porter. And then, he saw me talking. And then he said something to me. And he said, damn, Rook, man, look at your teeth. And this is before I had braces. My teeth was all jacked. My teeth was all like this, all jacked up, man. But nobody ever said anything, right? It was just, something that you can't really change unless you got money to get braces. I didn't have no money growing up.
Or a good dental plan.
Right? Yeah, I didn't have none of that. So, even back in college, dudes from Compton and LA, we bag on each other and stuff, but, it was just nobody ever talked about my teeth.
Right.
That was the first thing out of his mouth. No, like, hey, man, welcome to the team, Rook. No, man, look at your teeth, man. Damn, you need to get those fixed, dude. I was like, what am I supposed to say? I said, don't worry about it. I'm going to get them fixed. I get them fixed. I got money now. Don't worry about that, homeboy.
Get your teeth fixed.
Man, I was in my feelings, dude. I was like, damn, man, this is how it is in the league. Nothing's off limit. They talk about your mama, your teeth. I had dudes talk about my mama before, but damn, my teeth right off the jump. So I really didn't like Rufus after that. but I did get my teeth. I did get.
You got them teeth fixed though,
dude. Right after the season, I'm serious, man. That first maybe 2 or 3 days after my rookie year, I was like straight in there. Hey, man, I need all this fixed. I need all that.
I tell people, man, I say you get embarrassed one time. It only takes one time for somebody to get embarrassed.
One time,
dude.
You'll tend to get stuff right, and that's why I said that's what's missing in this country. Sometimes I say embarrassment. Sometimes you just got to get embarrassed.
That stuff stings.
It stings.
But here's the thing: it's like I'm able to tell that story. Right. Maybe that story can help somebody.
Absolutely.
Right? my skin is ultra thick. It's hard to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through a lot. I'm 50. I've been
Right.
through a lot. I've been through in different environments with hanging out with millionaires, dudes who ain't got nothing. But I've learned a lot, and my skin is thick, so it's hard to hurt my feelings. That's one of the things I use, because I speak, throughout the country, and one of the first things, especially when I'm speaking to a youth group, high school or college, I say, look here, hey, just a few rules I use to protect myself and my ego is I assume if you're on your phone that you're taking notes. You're taking notes. Maybe I'm speaking too fast or whatever is so important that you don't want to write it. So I just assume that you guys are taking notes when you're on your phone. But
That's
one
right.
thing I'm not going to assume is if you're speaking to somebody, because the things that I have that I'm sharing can change the trajectory of your life. So I don't want you talking to somebody right next to you because it can distract them from changing their whole world. So if you need to say something, you can go out in the hallway. You won't hurt my feelings at all. And I do it just like that with a smile on my face.
I will say one thing, brother, respectfully. I'm old, so I've been writing. That's what I'm looking down because, man, you talking and I'm writing. Boy, I can't touch that fast. Boy, I got a pencil here. I'm erasing and he said, that's okay.
Hey, but check it out. You can when I send you my book, you can get a highlighter. You can mark it up all you want.
My son just asked me last night, I swear to you, if I knew of any good self-help books, and I think he's a pretty put together kid, I think, I hope. But you know what? God is good, so things happen when they're supposed to happen.
That's right.
His son is the producer of the show who I talked about earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He'll put, hold on. He gonna put the hand claps in?
Yeah, he's gonna make sure he take care of all that.
He's gonna take care of you. Yeah, he's gonna take care of you. Yeah, man. A lot of things you said, man, I could see them. And I feel kind of good, man. I feel good as a father.
Love it, man. That's good.
Yeah.
One last question, Alex, before we get out of this. This is the last question. Hey, who would you like to see to be the next guest as we do these interviews here on the Sports Chasers that maybe you can help us with?
Ooh.
I'll talk to Phil Knight.
Dang, y'all going way to the top, huh?
Hey, why not, man? God's not promised me another minute, man. So I'll take all I can get, man.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna have to go through because I used to have another podcast called The Shark Effect, and I had a lot of my former athletes and guys who I admire, who I went up against, guys who helped me in my development, both on the field and off the field. But man, there's so many good ones.
Okay. I'm pretty sure now we're
thinking about it. Now you got me. Yeah. I'll be sending you a couple. How about that? I'll be sending you a couple of names.
That is so awesome of you, man. Hey,
I appreciate it.
I got them applause right now. Here you go.
Not the one that sounds like fried chicken, Kev.
No.
You don't want that.
Oh yeah, that's the fried chicken with Kev.
Hey, Alex, we apologize in advance, man.
Yeah,
so
man.
sorry.
That's
it.
Man.
Hey,
we on the come up, man.
I like fried chicken. I don't eat a whole bunch of fried stuff anymore.
But go on, boy.
Man.
We thought we threw that one out, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Alex. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't worry. Junior will put in the real claps, man.
Okay,
but
cool.
Alex, man, hey, thank you so much, man, for hanging out with us, man, this afternoon, man. That is so awesome of you, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate the stories, the leadership stuff that you dropped. You dropped a lot of gems here in this last hour, man. Thank you.
That's what we dig. I dig that.
Yes.
That's
you
cool.
dropped them gems, man. Thank you so much, man.
Man, thank you very much. Yeah,
those
it's been
gems
cool
are
hanging out with
sports
you
been
guys.
missing. That's what sports been missing is those gems, man.
Yeah,
that's what it's been missing, man. So
yeah, man. You know what? I've learned this over the years. It's like, man, we're one conversation away from changing how people look and view things. We're one conversation away.
100%.
And I applaud you guys having a podcast where you can be able to have people on, or, you know, just talk amongst yourself. You talk about sports, but, you know, you can be able to say one thing and cause people to look at something from a different lens, right? Not everybody that listen to this show is the same age, the same color, the same, you know, the same money and all this type of things, but you can be able to help them see a different point of view.
Yeah.
And they can be, oh, I've never thought of it like that. And it can help them make better decisions, right? I want
100%.
everybody, you know, number one, I look to be inspired every day. Every day I'm looking to be inspired. And on the flip side, I'm also looking to inspire someone to become better. No matter how they define better, I want them to reach that
level.
So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Hey, we don't have to say anymore. We're going to get on out of here on this note, man. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, for Daryl D. Dubs Warren, for Dorian, the DA Albrighton, man, and our special guest, Mr. Alex Molden, man. He has a podcast. Alex, what's your podcast again? It's the Scholarship Athletes podcast. Am I right?
Yep. Scholarship Athlete Podcast. I drop episodes every Tuesday. If you're someone who's looking to help your son or daughter achieve a scholarship, I drop nuggets each and every week. And, you know, through that, I have an academy where I have it's a 6-week online hybrid course, and also have a mastermind. So if you need help with getting an athletic scholarship, I'm your boy.
And he's an author, and he does incredible stuff. He's a dad, and he just does incredible stuff, man. Alex, again, thank you so much, man. We're gonna get out of here on this note. Hey, when you catch this episode, man, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure on the podcast side, man, you give us that 5-star review. Hey, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator for the Sports Chasers podcast. Hey, till the next time, y'all be good. Hey, we're out. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.